we've got about 122,000 people in this state under 18. We've got about 188,000 people on Medicaid. We've got about 102,000 people over 65. That leaves about 214,000 people in the tax-paying pool that need insurance and it's not already covered and have some responsibility for paying for it. And I just don't see how single payer can spread that out. The fact that Governor Shumlin has not told us when he was supposed to what this is all about. We got an election coming up, and the incumbents here in the front of the room have voted for this plan except for Marjorie. They're running on this plan, and we don't have a chance to know what that plan, how that plan sugared off, and we don't have an opportunity to hold them responsible for the plan, whether it's good or it's bad. The idea that just big bad companies are going to get clobbered by this, I think, is way off the mark. I think the little people in the corner store and the mom and pop businesses are going to get really clobbered. The area where I think I would vote a party line is holding the governor responsible for not telling us before this election what the cost of the single-payer health care plan is going to be. The fact that none of the Democrats here in this room have challenged him on that is a party line question that I disagree with them a lot on. The governor's going to make a report to the legislature in January about the whole plan, and I'm confident that he knows 95 to 99% of what he's going to say then, right now. So how come we don't know? On a party line basis, I would object to that, and I wish I had been in the legislature this last session. I would have raised the question and tried to get some support for getting him to tell us what's going to happen before the election. Everybody who's satisfied with the educational bang for the buck that you're getting should probably continue to vote for the incumbents, because essentially we can move the deck chairs around on the Titanic, but I don't think anything fundamental is going to change. Vouchers are a very powerful tool, and that parents as customers and have the revolution in education that's required start from the bottom up is the way that I think we'll get the change that makes sense. Well, I don't really care how we rank nationally or whatever. I know that nobody that I talked to in the course of this campaign said their taxes were too low. In fact, just about all I heard was the taxes were too high. I'm thinking about moving, and one of my little Vermishave signs says, retired Vermonters especially, facing another new tax are fleeing to Florida so they can finally relax. Very interested to see where we stand in that tax rating when single payer hits, and we have a $1.2 billion tax increase. I think we'll be in a category by ourselves. The legislature underestimates the impact of the taxes. I have great confidence in the ability of business people to start things up, get things going, and make money, create jobs, produce useful products. What I don't have much confidence in is the ability of government to regulate that activity wisely. There is a garden in government. The garden needs to be weeded, and it hasn't been weeded in a very, very long time. And one of the reasons it hasn't been weeded is that we only have one real party in charge. There is no powerful opposition, and again, there aren't enough business people up there to say, you know guys, the problem is not a revenue problem, the problem is a spending problem. I will say that the Vermont legislature now more than ever needs a loyal and informed opposition. Regulatory environment is all about enforcement, and I'm confident that effective leadership would change that so that the regulatory environment is making sure the permits and permissions get issued so that people can get to work. And right now, that leadership is lacking. The privilege of being a trustee of the Chelsea Health Center has motivated me to step up to this task of running for office. In the course of being on the board for 15 years, I've managed to be one of the leaders in getting a new medical building built. I got a drugstore in town to come to town for the first time in over 90 years. We have a dental hygiene program that travels in a little trailer around to the 8 schools and serves over 300 kids. And we just started an EMT program that's a pilot program for the state that's going to put EMTs out on the street in a non-emergency intervention way with people who are chronically ill and just generally fragile, trying to keep them in their homes. So my job is really going to be to use the senator position as a bully pulpit and provide more leadership, which I hope to do.